it's called the glory land.
Welcome to Coffee and Connect with Larry and Gloria Lundstrom from all the way from Nashville, Tennessee.
Wow, this is a special week.
We have a special program today, one like we've never had.
Well, that's very true. We're going to be celebrating how many years?
We're going to celebrate 59 years here in just about 3-4 days.
I just can hardly believe. I mean, where did the time go? I remember thinking, oh God, good morning, Marnie. It's nice to have you with us. It's been so long.
It has.
It's so good to see you. I just want to take you, pull you out of the screen and bring you right here. This is where you should be right now.
I know. I'm definitely missing our fall trip where we would at least pop in for a minute.
Yes, I know. So thinking back, I thought when people got married and they were married for like 5 years, wow, 10 years, woo, 25 years, I think, oh, they're over the hill. And here we are, 59. You just can't hardly believe it.
Well, I tell you what, when that started to happen was at a jail service.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
You asked me to go on up and speak for the inmates in our local city jail.
Mm-hmm.
But in the process, tell us in that process of time, you see, the nice thing is that when you sign up for a lifetime, you like to have confirmation that you know you're doing the right thing.
Yeah. In fact, just a few minutes ago, Larry said, thinking back, he's at the jail service, which we're going to show that picture in a little bit. But speaking about that, and he said, what comes to your mind when you're thinking about that jail service? He said, what's a word?
The word was confirmation.
Yeah, we both said at the same time, confirmation that we were to be together.
Because if you're signing up for a lifetime, you want to make it the right one.
Well,
you
yes,
do.
Definitely. You definitely do. So this is really kind of exciting. So, 59 years, I would have never dreamt. I thought people, when they got to 50, you remember seeing the pictures of those being 50 years old and their hair was white, a little bun on top, and the woman with an apron on. And here we are. It's a total different generation. And I wish I had more hair on top of my head.
I was like, where's your bun?
Yes, where's my bun? And where's my apron? But anyway, it's just fun, thinking back in 59 years. And I just would have never dreamt. I just never thought that we could last that long. We made it, babe.
And we're enjoying it.
Yes. We said, there's a lot of unhappy marriages out there. And we tell people when we meet them in a restaurant or the doctor's office or whatever, mostly doctor's offices, and they'll ask how long we've been married. And they just go, oh, congratulations. We just never see that anymore, to have anybody married that long.
Well, yeah, I always say that, I usually ask them, they'll talk to me about our marriage. And I said, yeah, 59 years for Gloria. And I says, every day is a vacation day. And then you hear the young girls go, ooh.
Yeah.
They can't. Yeah. In fact, we just talked to one yesterday. She said there's a third marriage. It's a third marriage. And, a lot of them, second, third, fourth marriage. So I'm glad we're still on the first one. And don't think of anything else. Till death do his part. I said, every morning, Larry and I say, when we get up, I say, It was in our prayer time. We just say, it was so wonderful to wake up, number one. And secondly, to wake up together. What a gift of how many people watching today would give anything to wake up with their mate, but they've lost a mate and now they're alone. So we are truly blessed.
But you put something else in there usually, because after she says we wake up together, and such a great privilege that it is, she says one day one of us will wake up alone.
Yeah, that's true. That's life, And so remember, I don't want to be left behind. I don't want to be left behind with the garage to clean out.
Nobody gets to pick, right?
Nobody gets to pick. So anyway, it's been interesting. What do you think when you think about us being married for 59 years, Marnie?
What do I think? I'm just so grateful, honestly, because I have gotten to be a part of almost half of those, not quite
Yes,
half, but
yes.
almost half of those. And so I feel like in so many ways, I've really gotten the best part of the stick because you know you have learned so much in that time. And then anybody who does know you, like I've had the opportunity to, knows that you just share that wisdom, you know, with whoever is willing to have hearing ears. And so there's just been so many things that I've been able to learn, implement in my own life. And so I'm just grateful. I'm very
Oh, thank
grateful
you.
for 59 years, and definitely hoping and praying for quite a few more for you because
Yes, yes,
we would love to see many more years together.
yes, yes. Questions? Any questions?
Do I have questions for you now? Yes. Well, absolutely. So, you know, we're coming up to celebrating your anniversary, and so as we're like looking back on that day, um, just thinking about, you know, just you're young, you know, it was a 59 years ago. What do you remember what the day was like? Was it rainy? Was it sunny? It's South Dakota. Was it windy? Was it cold?
You answer that one.
Yeah, it was
For
a
you.
nice sunny day. And matter of fact, I knew that we were going to take a couple, 3, 4 days off. And we were going on our honeymoon. And so it was one of the last days that we could hunt. So I went out and took my shotgun and went out after some pheasants.
So you mean your
Of
hunting
course
was
you
more
did.
on
No.
the wedding day. Of course, you already had your limit with me. You already got me. So then, were you afraid you were going to lose out on your hunting?
No, but I tell you, I felt like the village idiot when it come to, you know, I saw one of the pictures of your family. You come from a family of 12.
Uh-huh.
And Gloria would probably have been in the arrangements of quite a few of those weddings. And I thought, I know nothing about this stuff.
And I'll bet you didn't want to know nothing about this stuff.
No, there's so much detail and everything going into that.
That's life, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so you went hunting. Did you get, I never did ask you, did you get your limit that day?
I don't know. I can't remember. That's too far back.
What were you thinking on that day?
I was thinking, oh, you know, this could be wonderful. You live for the thought of your life's mate all through your growing up.
Mm-hmm.
You always wonder who it's going to be and what it's going to be like, and you know all that.
Yeah.
Were
It was,
you?
it was a beautiful day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it was a gorgeous day, which is wonderful because October, you never know what you could
You never
do.
know. No.
You never know. Were you nervous? I mean, like, I know you had confirmation because you've already shared about that, but you know, you're definitely starting into uncharted waters, a place that
Yeah.
you had never been before, with
Yeah, right.
responsibilities you didn't have before. Was
But
that
also, you're walking into a family that's taking you in. I mean, this is a life deal. I mean,
it is?
You didn't
Yeah.
marry just me. You married
Well,
the whole family.
yeah, but you know what the father felt like when he walked his daughter down the aisle at her wedding, and asked him, he said, "What do you feel like when you're doing this?" "You feel like I'm giving a Stradivarius away to a gorilla."
That is a great illustration.
You kind of remind me that there was a country song that was out several years ago, and it was something about the gist of it was that the guy was giving his daughter, we get married, and he says, just remember, he says, I have one in my family is a
Yeah.
sheriff,
Yeah.
one is a judge, and he says, you better just line up, he said, or you're in big trouble. So I think you probably felt that way with, you had to please, 10 brothers.
Yeah, no, it was interesting. And oh, they were so good. They were so nice.
They still are.
Yeah.
I have two more questions. So one of the questions was, how did it go? I mean, a wedding, like you said, there's so many details. There's just a million things that can
Yes.
happen, especially because you're dealing with people, and people are unpredictable. So
Yes,
did it go smoothly? Did it go
Oh,
according to plan?
The wedding went really smoothly. I mean, I really worked hard to make sure, because I'd helped with so many different weddings at that time, at that age, that I kind of learned what I wanted, what I didn't want. But what I did not know was that when I'm getting ready to go to the church for the wedding to get pictures taken, I hollered up and says, "Dad, about ready to go?" And he says, "I'm not going." I said, "What do you mean you're not going?" He said, "I'm not going to wear this clown suit." And my heart just dropped. I said, "Dad, we've got to get to the church." And he says, "I can't wear this clown suit." And I went upstairs, I looked, and they had mismatched his tuxedo, and they had like a size 60 pants, if there is anything that big, and this little bitty jacket. And so I mean, I didn't know whether to cry, laugh, or run away. And so that was like, oh, and so he had just bought a new suit for my other brother's wedding. And so he wore that for the wedding. But everything else went just beautiful. It was great. Yeah.
Well, one last question, and I really would like each of you to answer this one, if you would. What would you have your older, wiser self tell your younger self on that day? If you could go back and be like, all right, you need to listen to me. I know a few more things now than I did then. What would you tell yourself?
I would tell him, you are no longer one, you're going to be two, and you are going to have to be patient. Here's probably the greatest lesson was what my mother did on my wedding day. And it's in the morning, we always had coffee in this little booth, and she always made caramel rolls, And so we're having our last breakfast together as me being single. And she got up and she went over to the cupboard and she took out a plate, with these plates you can get free with oatmeal or whatever. And she had gotten the whole set. And she went over, took a plate, and she took it over the sink, and she just kind of threw it, and it just shattered all over. And I said, "Mother, what are you doing?" And she said, "Missy, I just want you to know I'm breaking your plate." I said, "What do you mean you're breaking my plate?" She said, "I will always love you. I will always be there for you." She says, "But if you have a problem, remember, you have moved from here. You now are going to be Larry's wife. And don't come crying to me with a problem. You solve it between you and God." And she says, "You make it work." So that was the best thing. So I knew I couldn't run back home.
Mm-hmm.
So there were a few times I wanted to,
yeah.
but I remember that the plate was broke. When you live with 10 people and you have I don't know if there's such a thing as a normal life, but then all of a sudden you're leaving that family and you're moving into a bus with a couple with 2 children. And then within the first 10 days, the bus engine went out of the bus. And then we crowded into a car for 6 weeks. And I mean, then we were we'd get one motel room with 6 of us in a motel room. It was a very wild beginning for a married couple. We're married. But we made it, see?
Yeah. I was concerned about taking Gloria into uncharted waters, because if you've lived on the road, things don't always work out the way that you want them to. And so what I did with Gloria, I kind of told her things were going to be a lot worse than they were.
Oh, we did, believe me.
Because if she thought they were going to be worse, then it's easier to accept the better than to tell her it was going to be good and then find out it's not as good.
True enough.
That's what it did. And it was, when I think back on it, that was really smart. But I'd cry a lot, while we were engaged. I thought, oh man, is it going to be this bad? And yet I knew it was God. And but he always said, remember, he said, he says bad, but he said, can always, in other words, look at it with a viewpoint. It can always be better.
Yeah, it's always going to get better. And we have a lot to do with that. And so she was good. She was, fortunately, not so for her, but she was a workaholic.
Me?
Yeah. And you got in there and you pulled and you worked hard and you did very well.
Thank
all
you.
That.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
So we made it.
You did.
Still together. Yes.
You are 59 years later. So I believe we have some photos, and you're going to kind of give us a run through of the story again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Just a real quick little overview. I was looking at some photos this morning, and And I just pulled out several, and of course I had thrown them to poor Marnie, and she's trying to put this all together. But I was 8 years old, and that's when life really began, a new life. That's when I gave my heart to Christ. Missing front teeth, that didn't make any difference. I was still happy. And I knew at that point when I knelt at the altar that I had given my heart to Jesus. And I knew I wanted to be in some kind of ministry. So that's my picture at 8 years old when I came to Christ. And the next one is, let's see, what's the next photo there, Marty?
There we go.
Okay, that's a graduation photo in 1962. And then move on to the next one. And this was just a fun shot outside. It wasn't my car, but I'm sure I had fun standing by.
Whose car was it?
I can't say.
What did your dad?
No, it's a friend.
Oh.
So anyway, next photo. And here was Larry. This was when he was in the dance band. So now we're going to just step over to Larry's, just a few photos here. That was him. And this is when he came to Christ, and when he was 13 years old in 1957. And that's what he looked like the first Sunday the first time I saw him in church. And so that, and then the next photo, that's his graduation photo. But in between these two, okay, all right, there was one of him playing basketball. And I used to go to Peaver, the little town where he was, and he played basketball. I had a picture of him playing basketball. And so what was your number?
I had 32 or 23.
Whoa, forward or backwards, either way. And so that was then he left for ministry. So the photo of him next then with the Lowell and Connie and Lou's. Yeah, that was your first promo shot, I think, probably one of them as a group. Yeah. And so Larry playing the big doghouse bass, and we still have that. We have that upstairs here in our house. And so that began was that the Lowell Lundstrom team?
Yeah.
Was that what that was? Or Message for America?
Yeah. Lowell Lundstrom team, I think.
Lowell Lundstrom team. And so that went, that's where we started. Then you can go to the next one. And that's the jail service. That's the one where God spoke to me when I'd been praying since I was that little girl, 8 years old, praying that God would bring me to my husband when I got married. And in that jail service, as I prayed all those years, God spoke to me as I was shooting his camera. And I just heard this audible voice just to my heart or head or whatever. He said, he's the one I have for you. And so that was a confirmation that we knew that we were committed to go forward.
I was looking at those guys in behind there in that photo. Those guys are young kids.
Yeah, they were young. Mm-hmm. They were just young men. And the next photo there that you had popped in, that was our engagement photo. And you go to the next one there. And that's our first team. One day Larry was out working on the bus, which he lived under more than he lived in it. And we were in Springfield, Missouri, and he comes in the house. He said, I've just written, I think, the Soldier's Prayer or something. And he said, I need a third part, somebody just to sing a part. He said, Gloria, come here, just come here. And of course, I never ever thought I'd be on platform with him. I knew I was called to be his wife, and I knew I was called to ministry, but I never thought I would ever be part of the ministry. And he says, come here, just sing this third part. And I sang third part of that song. And from there, we did mixed groups and did the four of us from that point on. And then I guess.
That was just out of order, but yeah, you got married before you went on the road.
That's all right. That's all right. And so here we were at our wedding, just leaving the church.
That's the best deal I ever made in my life.
My dad was a car dealer, and he says, "What did you say?" You asked Dad. He said, "We've bought cars for me, but I want to take your wife. Your
I want to ask you for your daughter's hand."
Yeah, right. So that was in Sisseton, South Dakota, and then that's our 25th wedding anniversary. And that was in October, and we had a celebration back in our home church in South Dakota. And when I had ordered the cake, I don't know, a couple months ahead of time, a big fancy wedding cake for the anniversary. And when we came to the church, we couldn't find the cake. And looked and made a phone call, to my kids. I said, did you follow them? They said, yes, they delivered the cake to the church. It's there waiting for you. I said, I've looked all over. There's no cake. And I went downstairs and I looked, and on top of the refrigerator was this little box with this little cake that you see there. And it was orange and black. It looked like Halloween. And that was the cake. They had messed up the order. And so we took the cake top, just put it on this little cake, refrosted it with white frosting.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yes.
Me
So that
neither.
was,
This is a new story.
yeah, it was so ugly. It was brown with orange pumpkins and flowers on it. And yeah, it was, so we pulled something off there and it just, yeah, made it work. That's life.
That's just how it goes sometimes.
That's just how it goes. And then that was our 50th and in Minneapolis. And so thank God we were just thrilled to be able to celebrate 50 years. And then it just goes to where we are now, the next one, where we're just having a little time to sip a little tea and
Yes.
some Southern tea and to be together. And God has been good. And then, of course, our family is, I couldn't find a real clear picture there, but that's our family. And we're thankful for each one of them. That's God's gift to us and our ministry here now that we're in Nashville. So that's good. So Marty, I think you have, I'm not sure if you have a video or, oh, you know what? I want to read a poem. Can I do that? I thought this is good. I found this the other day. It says, when we're old, you'll ask me, how did we end up here side by side? And I'll have a simple answer for you. We chose to talk instead of scream and shout. We faced our challenges together rather than fleeing from problems. We focused on finding solutions rather than trying to win arguments. We never allowed anything to slip away unnoticed. We shared laughter and tears, holding each other through every high and low. We made a promise to stand together through all of life's ups and downs, and we've hit them. And together we honored that vow. Most importantly, we infused our journey with God and with something timeless, his love for us, the kind of love that endures beyond every moment and every trial, love that never fades, love that never dies.
Yes.
Happy anniversary.
Same to you.
Mwah. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So I don't know if you have this video that you want to play next in there for our friends. It was actually, we were looking for our 25th one and I came across this 40th anniversary. It's just 7 minutes long. So if you want to just kind of reminisce with us and kind of go back, just kind of sit back and enjoy. Don't bring out your popcorn, but just listen and watch and just join us and enjoy it. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us at all about the song that
Oh,
is in
yes.
the background? Because I think that's so special.
Yes, yes. Lowell wrote this song for Larry and I for our wedding, and the words are really, really sweet.
We have been
And
waiting.
it's going to be playing behind this video. And so the fact that he wrote that song just for us, and of course he had a great sermon for us with the wedding, and he officiated the wedding, and so that makes this song very special. We've sung it every year. We've sung it for years, and the meaning is still great because with God, he blessed us and has blessed us and will continue to bless.
Yes.
In the name then of Jesus Christ, and before God and these witnesses, I pronounce you husband and wife. What God hath joined together, let not man put asunder.
Serve Jesus the rest of our lives, with Christ right beside us. What more could we ask? We have all we need now to help our love last. We're so happy because we found Christ. Together we'll walk in his light. The world may not approve of some things that we do, but they can't help but notice how much I love you. Savior to add to our bliss. We'll treasure these moments until our last day. And we are so thankful that you came our way. We're so happy because we found Christ, and together we'll walk in His light. The world may not approve of some things that we do, but they can't help but notice how much I love you. No, they can't help but notice how much I love you. The songbirds sing so early in the morning, for they know the sun's gonna shine. And I can sing, for a miracle has happened. I am saved and Christ is mine. I was born to sing a happy song. I was born to sing a happy song. Whether things go right or things go wrong, I was born to sing a happy song. I used to sing the sad song of sinners till I found a new way to live. Now I can sing, for with God I'm a winner. I have found the joy He gives. I was born to sing a happy song. I was born to sing a happy song. Whether things go right or things go wrong, I was born to sing a happy song. It won't be long till I'll be leaving to my home beyond the skies. I know for sure there'll be no one grieving. They'll be shouting on the other side. I was born to sing a happy song. I was born to sing a happy song. Whether things go right or things go wrong, I was born to sing a happy song. I was born to sing a happy song. I was born to sing a happy song. Whether things go right or things go wrong, I was born to sing a happy song. I was born to sing a happy song. Rest of our lives with Christ right beside us. What more could we ask? We have all we need now to help our love last. We're so happy because we found Christ, and together we'll walk in His light. The world may not approve of some things that we do, but they can't help but notice how much I love you.
joining us.
Been a special time.
Yes, yes. You know, we're never guaranteed of another day, another hour, another anniversary, but we've had the best.
Yes.
We've been so blessed. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I'm just so happy you could celebrate with us on this 59th anniversary,
Well,
going on
yeah.
60.
We want to thank Marnie for being a part of this with us.
Yes.
She's walked us through so many years through this.
Yes. And thank our family, our children, and our grandchildren, our great grandchildren, all of you friends and partners who have been there. You've prayed for us. You've rejoiced with us. You've cried with us. We've just watched our families grow up together, and we've seen thousands come to Christ. And thank you for being a part of this ministry. God bless you.
That is so wonderful. You know, in life, there's so many, there's a lot of occasions that we can be sad, right? I mean, you know, hard things happen, diagnoses happen, just life can be hard sometimes. And so I love that we also have so many reasons to celebrate. And so we want to take this moment and we celebrate 59 years of God blessing you and just your faithfulness to Him. We truly celebrate that. So happy anniversary, you guys. We're so delighted to be a part of your lives and to be able to celebrate you this week, this month. And we'll just celebrate you all year long. We have no problem with that.
That's right. We continue.
By the end of today or this week, my schedule is a little bit different these days. We will get this uploaded to www.larrylundstromministries.org. Just click on the banner that says Copy and Connect Live on the website, and it will take you to all of the CC Live videos. This one will be the first one as it is the most recent. And to share it with someone that you know would enjoy to see the photos and hear the memories, just go ahead and click in the top right-hand corner, the 3 dots, and it will open up a link for you to share however you would like.
Thank you so much. Have a great week. God bless you.
About 50 years ago in South Dakota, the Lundstroms knelt in prayer to God one night. There the Savior sent us with a message that we should sing about eternal life. We've been rolling down that long, lonesome highway, traveling to help our fellow man. And we'll keep traveling on, singing a happy song until we hear God's call in glory land. We've met a lot of friends in all our travels.
We're so blessed.
We know their prayers have helped us stay alive.
And we're so thankful.
So if you ever feel impressed to mention my name, then you know it's my turn to drive. We've been rolling down that long, lonesome highway, traveling to help our fellow man. And we'll keep traveling on, singing a happy song until we hear God's call to glory land. And we'll keep traveling on, singing a happy song until we hear God's call to glory land.